On the 18th of August 2021, Logan Paul announced CryptoZoo, a new type of crypto project that doesn't follow the normal rules of the crypto community. It was supposed to be the next big thing until it all came crashing down. This is a story of betrayal, market manipulation, and financial negligence. But for us to explain the full story, we need to go back to the beginning. CryptoZoo was promised to be a new type of crypto project. Logan highlighted at the time that all NFT projects are the same. They're modular components with different characteristics that are randomly generated to make up thousands of assets in mere minutes, but somehow they're making millions. Logan pitches a new idea with a massive development team behind it. The unique selling point was that all art assets were handmade, taking multiple artists over 6 months to create all the unique assets which would be used for the crypto game. And we need to put emphasis on this. What they were creating was intended to be a game, not a crypto project like so many before. With all of the artists and developers involved, Logan reportedly was out of pocket by $1 million from the get-go. Players were hyped, and the official reveal for CryptoZoo was just around the corner on 1st of September 2021. The 1st of September rolled around, and that's when the red flags started to show. The handmade art that was promised was nothing more than just Adobe stock photos being merged together, literally minutes of work to blend each photo from someone who knows what they're doing. The unique game that was promised was also a lie. The white paper revealed it was simply a breeding game. Users would need to buy into a crypto token called Zoo, which is the in-game currency. Zoo would be used to buy different NFT eggs, which can then be hatched to become animals, and then you can breed those animals to become hybrid animals. For example, if you breed a butterfly with an ape, you can get a random chance of an uncommon butterfly, an uncommon apefly, or a super rare apefly. And despite how lazy of a project this is, people still bought in. It was either no one noticed or no one cared, because when these eggs were added to the blockchain, they all sold out in minutes, giving Logan and his team around $2.5 million just from the mint sales alone, and this was all before the game officially launched. All people were buying at this point was the promise from Logan Paul. But things would take a 180 on the 3rd of November 2021. This was hatch day. Up until this point, people bought into the NFT eggs but were unable to hatch them until the game was pushed live. Hatch day would be the day where users could see what animals they have and start claiming a daily yield in Zoo tokens. As this is a crypto game, there's the promise of money. Each animal would gift users a different amount of Zoo tokens per day. The rarer the animal, the more tokens added. This was the luxurious passive income everyone is dying to have. But there were two severe problems on the release. The first problem, Logan said within the first announcement on the Impulsive podcast that they're going for the BNB chain because the Ethereum network is too expensive with gas fees, but on release, they let users not only buy into these NFT eggs with Zoo tokens, but also with ETH. Those who did buy with ETH encountered a problem where they couldn't hatch their eggs, making the whole game unplayable and also resulting in users losing a lot of money. The second problem, there was no way for users to claim their yield. On paper, the game would say that you're making X amount of Zoo per day, but there was no way to claim it. This was the core gameplay mechanic of the game, and it didn't work on release. These problems affected a large majority of the player base, forcing the Zoo token to drop -63.46% in just 24 hours, further crippling the players who bought in. It's normal for games or any type of new project to experience technical difficulties on release. There are things that simply can't be tested until it reaches a large enough player base, but this is not the reason for CryptoZoo's failure. Nothing worked, the core functionality wasn't there, and to make matters worse, Logan went silent, but it wasn't his fault. Nothing happened with CryptoZoo for a year, and it would have continued this way if it wasn't for CoffeeZilla. On the 17th of December 2022, CoffeeZilla released part 1 of a 3-part series investigating the downfall of CryptoZoo. The series highlighted what happened behind the scenes with investors and developers. Logan was the face of CryptoZoo, but he wasn't the only person behind it. He brought on other members to manage the project. These were Jeff Levin, who is Logan Paul's manager, Eddie Ibanez, who was the lead developer, and Jake the Crypto King, who was a crypto advisor. There was then more developers and artists beneath them, but this was the management team behind CryptoZoo, and it was complete chaos. After the failed launch of CryptoZoo, Logan stated that the code for the game was held hostage by developers in Switzerland. This was proven to be true, but they did this because they weren't paid. When the development started for CryptoZoo, it was agreed through DMs that they would get $1 million payout after work was completed. That never happened, but the developers didn't blame Logan, they blamed Eddie Ibanez. Eddie Ibanez was the golden boy of the team. The CryptoZoo website states that he is an American tech entrepreneur, data scientist, and cybersecurity expert. It goes on to say that he spent most of his teen years hacking websites from his bedroom before he joined MIT and went on to work for government agencies in cybersecurity. His resume doesn't stop there. Ibanez also claimed he received an Eagles Super Bowl ring gifted to him by owner Jeffrey Lurie after his firm Zinnabi played a pivotal role in Philly's 2017-18 championship season. All of this was a lie. These were all lies he told, and somehow he managed to persuade other people that it was true. He was hired as lead developer for CryptoZoo due to his previous experience, but there was no proof that he could actually execute the idea. He joined for the same reason as everyone else, to make money. The goal for CryptoZoo was to make as much money as possible, but they wanted to do it without the prying eyes of the SEC. Instead of doing a pre-sale with investors, they instead set up a liquidity pool to buy as many of the tokens as possible for a discount. Remember, the initial announcements from Logan Paul and Impulsive was on the 18th of August 2021, where he shared that a release for the CryptoZoo game was soon, but he deliberately held back that the token sale was already public and has been since the 11th of June 2021. In that 2-month period before the Impulsive announcement, Logan, Jeff, Eddie, and Jake bought up as much of the Zoo token as possible. The idea behind this is that they could buy these coins for an insane discount, and when the announcement happens, they can sell to the new investors for a much higher price. Unfortunately, there were a few problems. This was a small group of people looking to make the most out of this opportunity. They kept the Zoo token launch a secret, but weirdly, there was a lot more action than what they were initially expecting. There were only supposed to be 5 people buying in initially: Logan, Jeff, Eddie, Jake, and Danny, who is Logan's assistant. After these 5 people maxed out their wallets, they would share the investment advice to close friends and family, but from day one, there was a lot more activity than what there should have been. As expected, Logan was one of the largest holders of Zoo, but he wasn't the largest. The 2 largest wallets were connected to Jake the Crypto King, and he reportedly put in around 200k. The development team were aware of this and decided to make a change. On the 1st of September, with the official launch of CryptoZoo, they made a new Zoo token with different code but the same name. They airdropped all the holders of the first token an identical amount of the second token, but they blacklisted some of the wallets, including Jake the Crypto King's. This created outrage among the team members, but Jake the Crypto King still came out on top. Even though some of his wallets were blacklisted, he managed to break down his large purchase of Zoo tokens into smaller transactions that went to other wallets where he sold off. It was reported that Jake made around $6 million from his 200k investments. Eddie Ibanez did the same thing, used multiple wallets to trade to smaller wallets, sold off Zoo, and reportedly made $1.7 million. The only people who didn't sell were Logan and Jeff. This sparked a conversation within the community. Everyone was saying CryptoZoo was a scam, and this blame fell heavily on Logan. But Logan, his team, and his fans argued by saying, how could it be a scam? Logan didn't make any money. Logan himself doubled down on this by uploading an apology video to his main channel, and then also released a new Impulsive episode where he reiterated the same points. This did not go down well. Logan's videos tried to poke holes in CoffeeZilla's investigation. He highlighted how one of the victims that were used within the video statements was himself a scammer. He also highlighted that the team members he hired were in fact criminals, and he tried to pass the blame onto them. These videos from Logan were torn apart from the community. It was a slap in the face to all those who invested money into the project. It also didn't help Logan's case one bit. If team members were criminals, why did he hire them in the first place? He is still responsible for the team that he put together. Logan didn't profit from CryptoZoo, but other members of the team did, and he was the face of the whole project. At the end of the day, Logan promised a crypto project like nothing else. His fans brought into the idea, and that idea was never executed by the development team, but certain members made millions whilst Logan's fans were left holding the bag with a completely broken game. The blame still falls on Logan, as he's the founder of the project and he's the person responsible for hiring the people he did. That doesn't mean he is the only person to blame, but of course, he's the face of CryptoZoo. If Logan announced publicly a few days after the release of CryptoZoo that there were problems and he was doing his best to solve them, most investors would be fine, but Logan went silent and probably would never have spoken about this project again or tried to fix the issues if CoffeeZilla didn't upload his investigation. Logan received a lot of backlash from his response and ended up deleting both videos on his main channel and Impulsive. He then went on to apologize to CoffeeZilla for the legal threats, and on the 13th of January, he posted to Twitter announcing a 3-step plan. Step 1 was to burn all remaining Zoo tokens that Logan and Jeff owns. This means they can't profit from what they bought initially and will reduce supply on the market, giving more value to those holding Zoo. Step 2. Introduction of the reward program for the disappointed players. This is essentially a refund for those who bought in. Users can burn their base egg or animal and in return will be refunded the initial investment they made, which is 0.1 ETH. Step 3 is to finish and deliver the game. Logan is also pursuing legal action against those within the development team after an internal investigation. What happens next, we just need to wait and see. This is a story that has lasted 2 years, and we can safely say nothing good came from it. The development team ended up being scammers scamming scammers, the game was an incomplete mess, and the management team had no control over the situation. We hope that this story has a happy ending, but for now, you should always question what's being advertised to you in the crypto space. Sometimes it is not what it seems. The CryptoZoo story is just one of many. Fortunately, it looks like Logan is at least trying to repair the situation, but that can't be said for everyone. There are some people who have no remorse for their actions, and the story up next is a perfect example of that. This married couple stole $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in what is now known as the largest crypto heist ever. The crazy part is that they would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for one little mistake. That story is now on screen. Click that video and we will share exactly how they pulled off the largest crypto heist.